All right, this is St. Edmond football team. This is the 18th. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is AM 1400 KVFD, the voice for Dodge. I'm Michael Devine, the doctor of truth, of course. And St. Edmond has a tough game tonight, maybe the most important game of their schedule. So we have the St. Edmond football team, or some members of the St. Edmond football team, in the studio here with us today, along with Coach Dillon. Coach Dillon, Rob Jones has been putting the pressure on you a little bit this week. He's been describing this West Hancock game as the most important in the season. Is that the way you're seeing it?
Well, you know, Mike, they're all important, obviously, but when we got this schedule, the hope was that we would be able to get through our first three heading into this game and make this game be a very important one. You know, West Hancock is one of the elites in the state of Iowa in terms of high school football. Coach Bob Sanger, who unfortunately we lost last year, has set the mark very high for his program over almost 50 years, I think, as the head coach there, and perennial playoff football team and just an outstanding program. And
defending champions, aren't they?
Yes, sir. They're the defending state champs and really could have been the two-time defending state champs, except for one, I thought, very bad call against them in the semifinal 2 years ago against Hudson, and Hudson went on to win the state championship. So, you know, they're an outstanding team. They've got the leading rusher in the state in Class A, and a guy named Cole Kelly, who we better pay attention to, or it could be a long night for our defense. And then defensively, that's their hallmark. That's what they've made a living on for the last 50 years. They play great defense, and there's no really one player that stands out on their defense. They just got a bunch of guys that fly around to the ball and love to hit. So we've got our work cut out for us for sure.
Cole Kelly, you got to watch those Irish guys. You never know what they're going to do. Okay, let's introduce a couple of the other football players, get them here in the video. What if we I made a mistake. I swung the mic too far that way. Now we're talking. There we go. And you are, sir?
I'm Sean Flattery.
And Flattery. Has anybody heard that name before? In association with St. Edmond Sports, I think so. Is Dan your dad or Dave? We covered this last time. Dan is. Okay. So, and you play what position, please?
Halfback and then inside linebacker this week.
Okay. Have you been? What have you been hearing about your opponent?
They are the defending A champions, so we can't take this game lightly. We got to go in there with a good mentality and just hope that we can trust each other as a team. Coaches trust us, we trust them. So
sure,
gotta hope we can get in there.
Do you trust yourself? Is the word?
Yeah, that's the thing. We gotta trust ourselves also.
That's right. That's right. Are you ready?
I think we're all ready.
I bet you are. Let's bring the quarterback in here. We got to talk with the big guy. And your name is?
Drew Schaefer.
And you are the QB?
Yep.
All right. Have you changed anything this week in practice as far as getting ready for this game?
Just the intensity wise, we've been bumping it up a little bit because it is a really big game this week, and it's probably one of the biggest games of all of our careers in this room. So we're really not taking this lightly, and we gotta really play hard and hopefully we can get a win tonight.
Are all you guys seniors?
Yep.
That's what I thought. So this is even with COVID, at least you're getting to play a little bit of ball.
Yep.
You're undefeated so far, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So this would be the big game.
Yep.
This is an oddity in Fort Dodge. Nobody's playing at Dodger Stadium tonight because the Dodgers are down in Marshalltown. Apparently, they were going to play Des Moines North, but Des Moines North backed out for some, I suppose, COVID reasons, and they got a game with Marshalltown in Marshalltown. So this is a little weird. Brock, come on over here and talk to us a little bit. This is Brock Stonick, and you're no doubt the biggest guy on the team, right, Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple exceptions, but
are there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch you guys practice across the street there. I see you standing out over there several times. You got a couple of pretty good sized underclassmen.
Yeah, we got Tyler Osmanith, who's our fullback. He's pretty good size. He's got a lot of weight. Tyler McDowell, he's our starting left tackle.
Sure.
He's put on some weight. Emilian Garcia, he's our unit of the crew.
He's the what?
The unit of the crew.
The unit.
He's a big boy.
That's a new term. The unit. I like that. So, what have you changed anything this week as far as the way you practice or your mental attitude and your emotional attitude?
Yes, I mean, we've just been bringing the intensity all week. I mean, starting on Tuesday, which we had our first real practice, as JV had a game Monday. I mean, we brought it, no doubt about it, and we did, up until yesterday, and now we, collectively bring that together with our mentality and bring it to them tonight.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Let's thank you, Brock. Let's move over to these. Please step forward, sir. Either microphone is fine. Either microphone is fine. You're the only one not wearing the St. Edmond green this morning.
It's under my hoodie.
It's under your hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
And what's your name, please?
Case Baker.
Case Baker. What position do you play, Case?
Halfback and cornerback.
Okay. I didn't think you were a lineman. But what kind of year have you had so far?
I've had a pretty good year. We've all had a good year. I think we've ran the ball well. We've thrown the ball well. We've really picked up the intensity this year, I feel like, since last year. We're playing some good football right now. I just want to keep it up, and we're all playing our plays pretty well. So
I believe you've been well coached and you practice well.
Yep.
Have you talked about this game with your teammates and settled into how important the game is for you at this point in your lives?
Yeah, we've locked in and really had some serious conversations about it and how it's important to us and the underclassmen and the coaches and how it's just going to reflect our year, and we're going to look back on it someday to say we knocked off the defending state champions.
That would be good, wouldn't
Yep.
it? That would be real good. Brock, I'm going to bring you back just for a minute. The coach mentioned Cole Kelly, who's a top running back at a top team in the state. Are you going to change your game, or the defense going to change their game in any way?
No, we're going to keep doing what we do.
Okay.
He's a good runner. He's like Ryan Langford, so we got to hit low, and drive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really the only thing we're going to focus on the D line specifically is getting through and then hitting low. So
that kid from North Union, you beat North Union, but that running back they had, he looked fierce.
He was good.
Yeah, he was real good. He looked like a mini pro out there the way he was built. He really did. But you held him. The defense held him to a lower than average game. I believe that he was averaging over. Was it? Nobody knows.
I'm
Huh?
not sure what his average was.
Yeah,
but he's
okay.
a really good football
Yeah.
player.
He
And Cole
is.
Kelly is the same. I mean,
Okay.
similar type build,
Sure.
similar type running styles.
Sure.
And it's going to be tough to stop. No
Sure.
question about it.
Do I have a defensive back in the room or not? You guys are all offense except for Bronk.
We're defensive backs.
You guys are defensive backs, and you are, sir.
Anthony Lucino.
How you doing, Anthony?
You're pretty good.
All right, I'm pretty good too. Any other Lacinas in town?
There's-
Yeah, there are.
there's
Yeah.
a lot.
So you play offense in what position?
Running back,
Running back, and defensive
Yep.
position is what?
defensive back.
Defensive back. Oh, look at this guy lurking in the doorway here. This is Rob Jones. You might as well come in. I knew you couldn't stay out.
How you doing, Coach?
You guys all know Rob, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
I knew these guys were in the building, so I wanted to come by and say hello. I was working on an article, still working on it for our website, yourfortdodge.com,
Yeah.
about their game tonight and other games in the area. So was working on that, but knew these guys would be in today. So thought I would come by and say hello. And these guys got to be excited today. I doubt a lot's going to get done in the classroom today with this game looming tonight, a big game. I'm a former high school coach. I know this situation, and I'm excited for these guys to be in a situation in a big game tonight. They've worked hard. They've earned the opportunity to be there, and that's a major opportunity tonight against West Hancock to play a defending state championship team, an elite level team, and to really lay it out on the line and prove that you are what you say you are, and prove that you belong in that category.
I got to tell you, Rob, I grew up in Catholic schools, and something will get done in the classroom today. You don't know nuns.
True. I went to public school. For full disclosure, I'm a Baptist. Don't hold that against me. So I
Nobody's
grew up
holding
in
it
public
against you.
school.
Nobody's
And I grew up in an area that was very much about the Friday Night Lights kind of feel. So
Sure.
on Friday in a game like this, we didn't do a whole lot in the classroom. But St. Edmund's a little different, elite level academic school too than where I went. I'm not sure I could have got it done in the classroom
That's
at
right.
St. Edmund, to be
You know,
honest.
that's a good point. I should ask these guys about. I was just getting ready to talk to Mr. Lucina here. Do you have a grade point average you'd like to brag about or not? I mean, if you'd rather not say, that's fine.
I mean, it's pretty good, but
Is it pretty good?
yeah.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Wes Hancock quarterback up there, Rob? You're usually pretty well.
Well, they're more based on their running game. Their running game, their running back Cole Kelly is one of the best in Class A in the state of Iowa. He's got over 2,500 yards for his career, over 550 for this season. Went for 300 last week. So they're gonna try to run the football. They've ran the ball. I want to say 130 something times off the top of my head, and they've thrown it 19, Mike, in 3 games. So they're going to line it up and run the football. That's no secret. What they want to do is not cute. It's not fancy. It's smash mouth football, and that's what they're going to look to do tonight. So if the Gales here can kind of contain that running game, which is a whole lot easier said than done, but if that can be done, I like their chances. And I think if these guys can hit on some big plays tonight and play from in front, get a lead. When you have a team that wants to run the football, that takes time, and they're not as equipped to play from behind in multiple possession games in that situation. So I think those are the keys tonight for the Gales.
You guys can see Rob's more amped up about this game than you guys are.
I would suit up and play if I
You'd
had
suit
any.
up, would you?
If I had any eligibility left, I would.
Well, I'd like to see you run up and down the field a couple times.
One series on offense, and I'd be done. They'd have to carry me out on stretcher. I'd be done.
I don't think I'd make the one series. So Anthony Lucina over here. We've heard from Rob that they're a pretty strong running team, and I'm sure you've been coached in that way this week.
Yep.
Cole Kelly, have you seen Cole Kelly play or know anything
Yeah, I've
about
watched
him?
him on film a couple
You
times.
watched him on? Is he as good as they
Yeah.
advertise?
He's as good as they say. Yeah.
All right, think you can handle him?
Oh yeah.
That's my man. That's good. That's good. So I assume you play the defensive backs will play a little tighter to the line than a throwing game, but I might be wrong on that.
We might.
Just an
It just
assumption.
depends.
Yeah, sure. Okay. And you are, sir?
I'm Parker Oswald.
Parker Oswald, how you doing today?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm really good. Did everybody get up easy this morning?
I mean, it was a struggle, but we're up and going.
it was a sacrifice you'd make for your community.
Exactly.
And what position do you play again,
I
Parker?
play wide receiver and outside linebacker.
All right. I should have asked Schaefer over here, the quarterback. Do you plan on throwing the ball a lot tonight, or is that would you be giving away a secret if you answered that question?
Well, we'll just play this week like we have every other week, and hopefully our game plan can top theirs and we can get a win. So
Okay.
nothing really specific.
All right. So Rob, how many times does St. Edmund pass in the course of a game? Mr. Statistics.
I don't have it in front of me. They've
All
ran it more than they've thrown it, but they have a balance of offense that is somewhat rare at the Class A level in the way they've been able to throw it. And this guy right here is in the top 5.
This is radio now, Rob. So you're pointing.
Okay. Well,
Schaefer.
you have the video going too. But this guy you just talked to, Drew Schaefer's in the top 5 in quarterback rating in Class A in the state. So he's been getting it done and been efficient from throwing the football in that standpoint as well.
All right. Parker, what kind of game are you looking for tonight?
Another big one.
Another big one.
We all need to come out and play tonight. It's a big night.
It is a big night.
They're ready to play. We need to match their level, if not be higher than theirs. So it'd be a big game.
It's a little bit of a trip up to Britt there. I suppose that's where they play. What is that, 75, 80 miles? Isn't
60.
that 60? Is that all?
60.3.
Oh, it wasn't quite as far as I thought.
Coach has got it down.
He's got it down.
to the
doesn't
10th
he?
of a mile here.
Hour and 10-minute drive.
But it's not interstate, I'll tell you that.
I've never been there. I couldn't throw a dart at it and find it on the map. I've never been there, but I do know that they have had success. They're 46-14. West Hancock is in the last 5-6 years since 2015. That's their record 46-14. So they perennially are as good as anybody, and they're the defending state champions. So certainly it's going to be one of those deals where they're going to be ready to play, and these guys are going to have to match that intensity.
Well, Britt, there must have been some consolidation for West Hancock. There always is over there. I remember Britt High School stood alone for a while, and they weren't, I mean, they were an average team when I was growing up. I know a little bit about Britt. I have friends there, and but since the consolidation into West Hancock, and I don't remember who consolidated where or whatever, but yeah, I know. It's been several years ago. You wouldn't know, Rob. But they've been a top team. They've been a tough team. Get some of those kids off the farm. I'll tell you, they'll crack you a good one.
Yeah, I'm sure. And they're going to be physical. I mean, when you run the football, 6 times as much as you throw it or 7 times as much as you throw it, you have to be physical to be able to establish that kind of offensive game.
All right. You think Brock can handle Cole Kelly there? He's kind of.
I mean, yeah, he can, but I think it's going to take a gang effort. I don't think you one-on-one tackle a guy like that a lot. You have to, somebody's got to hit him first, and then everybody else got to fly to the football and bring him down. I mean, he's a guy that, I don't think you have to stop him necessarily. I think you just have to contain him, and then you have to do what you do offensively. And if they're able to hit on the big play like they've been in the last 3 weeks offensively and play from in front again, I think is a key. I think they'll be okay tonight.
All right. It sounds like you're throwing down the gauntlet to Stonic there. So I'm going to put the pressure on you, Brock.
I mean, I'm not trying to diminish Stonic. I mean, he's a huge guy and a great player and going to play at the college level. But Cole Kelly is the kind of guy that I think even Coach would tell you, I think he wants to see 4 or 5 hats around the football all night tonight.
All right. Well, if he's their main threat, that's the way it's got to be. That's for sure.
Oh, he's going to get the ball. I mean, he probably will carry it tonight 25, 30 times. I mean,
that's not unusual, though, anymore.
40.
Maybe
40, Coach?
40,
Okay.
40
The minimum
is the number that I think they're going to try to hand the ball.
Okay. Coach thinks 40. So
that's a lot for a high school kid.
It is, but when you see it at times, and if a guy's conditioned for that kind of thing, and he probably is because he's been the workhorse for a while, it can happen. So it's not necessarily unheard of, but it is rare that a guy can carry that kind of load.
Parker, you play defensive back?
I played defensive back last year.
Okay.
Outside linebacker on defense.
Outside linebacker on defense?
Yep.
Okay. So most of you guys play both sides of the ball, right?
Yep.
Anybody that doesn't? No, I think, yeah, right. So let's get back to the grade point average. Are you guys all on the honor roll? Come on, Flattery, step to the plate. I know there's a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, like a 3.5.
There you go, 3.5. Anybody?
Yeah, a lot of these guys are going to major in stuff like engineering, biomechanical engineering, stuff
huge
like
brains,
that.
Huge brains.
Here
we are talking into microphones for a paycheck. I mean, what in Fort Dodge?
Yeah. I mean, I would have been lost in the first semester. I'd have failed out in that. I was a communications major for a reason.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
no math classes.
Yeah. You'll get me. Certainly, I didn't have the prowess in the classroom or the focus in the classroom to do what these guys do in that regard. So you got guys who are not only having success as football players, but having success as students too. And student athlete really is a true sense of the word when you talk about these guys.
Let me talk to the coach. Coach Dillon, come on up here, please. Well, look, the couple times I've met these young men, they're very impressive, Coach, and I'm sure you're proud of them.
Very proud. This is a great group of young men right here. I knew it 3 years ago when I came, and I said, this season, 2020, couldn't get here soon enough, and you're holding your fingers crossed in March when all of a sudden you're out of school for the rest of the school year because of COVID, and you don't know where that's going to land. You talked about Des Moines North not being able to play. Well, they opted out of starting school in the building. So
right.
The state rule or law or whatever you want to call it said, well, you can't have athletics if you're not in school. So as a result of that, all the Des Moines schools are on the shelf right now for fall sports. So, which is sad, and tough on those kids that gave everything they had to that football program or volleyball or cross country or whatever it was. And now they can't play because unfortunately a political decision made in the city of Des Moines that said we're not sending our kids back to school, which I think is crazy, but that's.
I know what you mean. It's a tough way to go. Just a tough way.
Well, it is, and it's not just about the sports, but listen, I know these guys, and if they didn't have school to go to, it would be an extremely difficult time for them in their homes and just sitting there sequestered in your house. A lot of mental issues that are happening out there in the country in these areas where these kids can't go back to school right now, and it's really sad to me.
I have extreme attention deficit disorder. I'd never be able to sit in front of a computer and attend class.
Well, and that's the tough part. Teachers aren't trained to do it as a general rule. Probably 80 to 90% of the teachers aren't trained in doing online teaching. The kids aren't trained in taking online courses, so. It's a difficult concept all the way around, and it's to me it's just a sad situation for those teams and those schools.
St. Ed's has been open though.
Oh yeah, absolutely, from day one, full go.
Well, that's the way to go. All right, any of you guys decide where you're going to go to college yet? I don't mean you necessarily, Brock, but have any of you picked a school for sure? No, you're just going to keep everybody in suspense, huh? All right, Rob, do you have anything to say? I mean, you and Coach Dillon confused me. I got to tell you,
I've said pretty much everything I'm going to say. I just I'm happy for these guys. They've earned this opportunity, and my advice would be try to maximize it, because Coach will tell you only get these opportunities ever so often. They're special, so make the most out of it.
I don't understand you and Coach Dillon. You come up here from Houston, and Coach Dillon comes up here from Miami, and we're heading into winter. What's wrong with you guys? Guys, you got anything else that you can clue us in on? You going to mass this morning? Going to breakfast? What?
On our way to school, Mike. Classes are starting here. We can't have these guys late to school.
We can't have that. You're absolutely right. I want to thank you guys for coming in here very much. And the game is on what radio station tonight, Mr. Rob?
Sunny 99.7, 6:45 is the pregame, 7 o'clock is the kickoff. If you're out of the area tonight, too, you can get it on yourfortdodge.com and listen to it anywhere in the world there at yourfortdodge.com.
Yourfortdodge.com. That's a good thing. All right, we've been talking with Coach Dillon and the St. Edmond football team. Thanks, boys.
Thank you, Mike.
This is AM 1400, KVFD, the voice of Fort Dodge. All right, guys, thank you. That was terrific.
All right, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.